this is so cool. I'm waking up channeling. I don't know if you've ever had that happen to you, but it's pretty cool. So I'm recording it now. I want to share with you guys what spirit is downloading into my my conscious mind. It's like this dialogue that I would like to share with you. One of the biggest gifts that I received from Gaia, from the earth, was her giving me the lesson of how we create our own template of reality. So, this contractual agreement that we have with Gaia determines the type of reality that we perceive. And that was kind of a big one for me because I was going through a really transformational time. I was sent to one of the most beautiful places in Oak Creek, and um, I was having my awakening. And I lived there for many years, and Spirit just downloaded so much into me. I became this conduit, and I was so thankful to have the most beautiful environment around me. I was given this fairyland with multiple like tributaries of just like crystal clear waters, and the duality. I was starting to transcend duality, right? I was learning what 5D reality was. But there were times when I would dip down really low, go back into my own, I would go back into my former identity. It's almost like I needed like a frame of reference for my own pain. Like, who am I? Like, what does my pain tell me I am? So, yeah, I would have really dark times. So, the duality would start to express itself very exponentially. I would have really good times, but then I would have really bad times. And I noticed that one of the negative aspects of living in that in the most beautiful area, the duality of it, was that I was going to almost like a school. I was like in a university. I was going to have to learn from some of the worst experiences. Um, One of them, wow, there goes my voice. My chakras are just like fine tuned. As soon as something is hard to talk about, yeah. So this is why I'm doing these videos. I'm clearing. So one of the harshest experiences was I I would walk through, my neighborhood, and it's on a whole nother level. I can't even explain it to you guys. It's just the most beauty you'll ever see. But there was always this woman at the end of the road, at the end of the street, and I feel the anxiety still, like rising in the cells of, my body. So this is the clearing work that Spirit's asking me to do. So almost every day I would have to walk by her house because, I worked just down the road, and my dog Opie really loved just like running and playing. And anyway, this woman was really triggered by Opie. She was just like, even when I would have him on a leash, she would come out on her balcony and just like give us the evil eye. And she'd just be like, yeah, you better keep him on a leash. Or she'd just make some remark, and I was just getting to the point where I was thinking, Spirit, why is she here? Why do you allow this? Like, this is sacred land. But you're allowing this woman to like tear me down every day. And I wanted to know like why the duality was so harsh. Long story short, she ends up buying a dog, which surprised me because I thought she hated dogs because she was always so horrible to Opie. And this dog was pretty scary. It was just as big as Opie. It was a pup, so it was like totally full of energy. I think it was like a pit bull. So anyway, she ended up multiple times letting her dog off the leash and almost like sicking her dog on Opie. So we had a problem, right? I had this big dog, and she had this big dog on her balcony now. Um, and then it got really bad because she did not know how to handle her dog. And it got to the point where this dog, I think her name was like Annie or something, would run off the balcony and leap onto Opie and just start the biggest dog brawl. And it's scary for me. This dog is like ride or die for me, and he brawls to the end. And it's scary as hell because this other girl dog was just as fierce. So anyway, they ended up getting in this huge fight. Opie lays that dog down on its back and it starts, finally the fight's over. Opie won, and I was just terrified that they were all like bloodied up. And she ends up like blaming it on me, of course. So it was one of a multiple like string of traumatic experiences that I had that were almost like similar to that. Like people being in this environment, being in my sanctuary, being in a place where spirit put me. It was obvious I was meant to be there. I was having just years of growth and amazing conscious awakening in this place that was designed for that. And yet, in this fairyland, there was like this troll. So that's what Gaia ended up showing me, was that in this place, there is a root. There is a duality. And we must learn to function and transcend beyond that. So I'm showing you that in every fairyland, there are trolls. There are going to be adversities. You're going to have challenging experiences. People are going to challenge you. They're going to come out of nowhere. And, I was just thinking, it almost reminds me of that movie. What is that movie? Back in the day, oh my God, my mom used to watch it all the time. I think it's like Legend or something. You just see this, like, the most beautiful land. And then all of a sudden, there's like these really, really scary types of beings. So anyway, I ended up going off really devastated in my soul, really devastated, and learning how to work through this in my character as well, knowing that I wasn't perfect, and just knowing that, wow, there's this really strong negative polarity that I have to get through. So I ended up going on Vision Quest and asking Sedona herself, which is my motherland. I was asking Gaia, how do you allow someone to own your land and yet they act like this towards your devoted souls? How is she more stabilized here than I am? And Spirit said, that's exactly it. You inhabit a different dimension here. We're living in a holographic universe. Gaia explained to me that there's all different timelines. There's all different perceptions of realities, contractual agreements. And I have a different reality when I am there than her. She is living in fear, hostility, greed, which are all human traits. But if we decide to evolve past those traits, we begin to perceive our reality different. We choose to suffer less. We fight different battles. So that was a huge eye-opening experience for me. And I'm sharing this with anyone who is traumatized by this. You get to see beautiful areas and places, but then you see the people that also live there or own the land and see how they have treated that land or treated the people around that land. Just know that they have a different contractual agreement. They have a different reality. I guarantee, don't live in the inner peace that you do. So I think that's what Gaia wants us to know, is to just, kind of stay in your lane, know that your agreements are set for your highest good, and don't look at other people's lives. You have no idea what they're creating. You have no idea what they're experiencing when their doors are closed. So anyway, I am so thankful to share this with you. I already feel that's just a release for me. I've never told anybody that. how traumatized I've been by, just the duality of the nature of this reality. But, we get past it, and I'm in such a better place. And I'm so thankful for those lessons, and I'm so thankful to share them with you. So, anyway, you take care. Peace.